Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about the recent case of Nimisha Priya, a nurse from Palakkad region of Kerala, who is facing death sentence in a Arabian country of Yemen. Now, fortunately, government of Yemen has decided to postpone the execution of Nimisha Priya, which was planned for today, that is July 16th. So, why this postponement has been done? Let us try to understand this in more detail. Now, it is believed that the major role here has been played by the Grand Mufti of India, referred by Kanthapuram E. Abu Bakr Musalia. Now, he is believed to have played an active role in intervention, and it is because of his role, because of his discussions with ulemas of what you can call as Yemen. Now, government has finally decided to postpone the date of execution from 16th of July till indefinite period as such. Now, if we try to understand, Kanthapuram is actively involved in efforts to prevent the death penalty. Right now, just postponement has been done. It does not mean that she might not face death penalty. Now, a lot of discussions and deliberations has to be done, and a way out has to be found out here. Now, in this context, Sasi Tharoor also has thanked Abu Bakr Musaliar, and he has stated that talks about her release of Nimisha Priya is currently underway in the country of Yemen as such. Now, Yemeni Sufi scholar, it is believed that Sheikh Habib Umar, he is the one who is leading the emergency meeting in the northern Yemen. Northern Yemen is where the entire discussion and deliberation is going on, and it is believed that Indian scholar has basically contacted Sheikh Habib Umar from Yemen, and because of his influence, it was finally, we can see the situation this unfolding like this. Now, the Chief Justice of Hodeidah State Court, it was the Hodeidah State Court, Yemen. We understand that the capital of Yemen is Sana'a. Near Sana'a, you have a place called as Hodeidah, and Hodeidah State Court was one which has given death penalty to the accused here. Now, the member of Yemeni Shura Council also both have arrived to participate in the talks with the family of the deceased, family of the killed. Now, first of all, let us try to understand where this entire situation is unfolding. So, as we know that this is India, and on the other side of Arabian Sea, you have Arabian Peninsula, and in the southern part of Arabian Peninsula, you have a small country called as Yemen that is lying on the important junction, we can say maritime junction of Red Sea and Gulf of Aden here. Now, also we have to understand basically that Yemen currently is facing civil war like situation where you have Houthi rebels belonging to the Shia sect of Islam is controlling territory in the southern part of Yemen, including the capital of Sana'a and Hodeidah. On the other hand, the government in exile, the government that was largely led by Sunni this Muslims, they are controlling the territory of Yemen on the eastern and northern side as such. Also, if you try to look, the exact place of deliberations and discussions in this regard is taking place in Hodeidah. You can see this is the capital of Yemen, that is Sana'a, and to the south of Sana'a you have Hodeidah as such. Now, before understanding in detail about what the case is all about and why he has been sentenced to the this death penalty, I want to bring your attention to the fact that Legacy IAS Academy, we are going to commence our new batches on 9th and 11th of August. We'll have both weekday and weekend batches, and the features, the main feature of this batch can be highlighted here, as we ensure comprehensive coverage of all the GS paper right from GS1 to GS4. We have one-to-one mentorship and doubt solving sessions. We also ensure that there is a regular interactions in best manner between the faculties and students, and that is why we have a maximum 40 students per batch as such. We also have daily main census writing program and test series so that students can evaluate their performance, and based on them further they can streamline their preparation as such. Now, if you want to know more detail about this program, you can click the link in the description box, or you can download our app or give a call to the number displayed here, that is 9606900004. Now, coming back to this particular topic, if you look at the entire case, Nimisha Priya was or is a nurse from Palakkad region of Kerala, and she has been staying in Yemen since almost 15 to 16 years. It was in the year 2017 she was arrested by Yemeni policemen for murdering Yemeni citizen by the name of Talal Abdo Mehdi. It is believed that she has injected Mehdi with a lethal substance sedative so that he can be sedated, he can sleep, and she can snatch away passport which she claims was illegally impounded by Abdo Mehdi as such. Now, Priya was sentenced to death by the lower court in the country in 2020, and then when she appealed to the highest court, that is Supreme Court of Yemen, we can say, it also confirmed the death sentence in November of the year 2024. So, since November 2024, there has been a lot of discussions, deliberation, and diplomatic engagement also between the government of India and various other back channel talks between the Yemeni government representatives and the representatives of Nimisha Priya as such. Now, the reason why it is believed that she has killed the Yemeni citizen is because it is believed that she has been residing in Yemen for decades and set up her own clinic in Yemen. Now, as per the local law of Yemen, any foreigner cannot set up their own clinic unless and until they have a this Yemeni partner as such. And it is because of this reason she sought assistance from Mehdi. Now, once clinic was set up, it is believed that she has to undergo severe physical and mental torture by Mehdi as such. He also he took control of the clinic and gained possession of all her ornaments, and every income from clinic also was being used by him for his own purposes. And when she went to talk with police, when she went to complain to police, police also did not take into account her arguments, and rather police also took oppressive actions against her and also imprisoned her few days in the jail as such. Now in the year 2017, because due to continuous torture for several years, he got fed up with it, and she then decided to inject Mehdi with sedative so that Mehdi can sleep, and then using this as an opportunity, window of opportunity, she can take her passport and go back to India. Because again, Nimisha Priya was married to an Indian citizen, as you can see from here, and they were living in Kerala. They were not able to go back to Yemen because civil war has begun in the year 2016, and after that any kind of movement between Yemen and India has become quite difficult as such, and that is how she got trapped in Yemen as such. Now, as far as the government is concerned, after 2020 itself, government has started to provide some sort of help and support to Nimisha Priya. For example, we try to understand in the year November 2023, government of India has sanctioned dispatch of $40,000 in to initiate talks to release Nimisha Priya as such. Similarly, her family may have to pay even 300,000 to 400,000. That is also what government has relayed the information to the families to stop the death penalty. Now, how death penalty can be stopped? Why family have to pay such a large sum of money? We are going to discuss in the later part of video. But for now, we have to understand that also because this is such a huge amount of money, which obviously a normal family or her family cannot arrange, a group called as Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council was set up by the expatriates of Kerala and also the residents of Kerala, and they began to raise money through crowd funding for this purpose, so she can be released from Yemeni jail. Now, the biggest problem that the government of India or now, the biggest challenge the government of India has to face is because the embassy, though officially government has embassy in Yemen, but due to the civil war that began in the April 2015, the embassy has to temporarily shift to a camp operating from Djibouti. Djibouti is a country on the horns of Africa, in the Eastern Africa, we can say. So that is why official presence of any government representative, government of India as representative, is almost nil in Yemen. This is why our diplomatic interventions that has been active from last 4 years have largely been unsuccessful, and the only option now ahead, because again negotiations have begun, discussions and deliberations have begun, is the paying of diya or blood money. Now, what is diya or blood money? We know that most of the countries which are democracy across the entire world have abolished the death penalty for murder and all other related crimes, but the countries which largely basically are governed by Islamic Sharia law, including Yemen itself, they still give death penalty to the people who have been accused of murder or grave crime as such. Now, however, there is a this what you can call as exception in the Sharia law, where emphasis is given on forgiveness and compensation. For example, if the family of victim believes that the accused should be forgiven, they have right to decide the punishment for the offender, or they have the right to forgive the offender as such. So forgiveness in exchange for monetary compensation is something that is embedded in Sharia law, and this money that is given so that a person can be forgiven is called as diya in local term, or blood money in general terms as such. And this is not something that is as per the law of the countries, it is mentioned in the Quran as well. For example, the concept of blood money in Quran comes from Surah Al-Baqarah, that is mentioned in verse 178, and it states that if the offender is pardoned by the victim's guardian, then blood money should be decided fairly and payment should be made courteously. And this is what that raises hope in the Nimisha Priya case, because due to the intervention of Grand Mufti of India, now we have seen families has been included in the talks, and it is believed that now family, earlier it was very difficult to establish any kind of contact with the Talal's skin. That is why the difficulty was there, but now because the family has been brought in discussions, it is quite possible. And obviously, again, due to the Kanthapuram's intervention we have discussed, it is possible that family can now agree on a desired sum of blood money, and she can be forgiven as such. And now this will not be the first case. Earlier also, one of the expatriate from Kerala working in Saudi Arabia, who was also accused of murder. He has to pay around 34 crore rupees as blood money, and then he was pardoned and he was released from the prison, Saudi Arabian prison, and was successfully brought back to India. Before that, in Pakistan also, a well-known CIA operative by the name of Raymond Davis, he killed 2 Pakistani citizens, but again, by paying millions of dollars of blood money, he was forgiven, released, and was sent back to United States of America. And that is what we can expect and hope to take place in the case of Nimisha Priya as well. So this is all about this particular video. If you like the video, please hit the button, share with the class friends, subscribe to the channel for more such content. Thank you very much.